Guys, oh my god, this is amazing news. Like, I love EA for doing this. This is amazing for the game. I was thinking about this just like a couple days back, and I thought I would suggest it to EA, but you know what was going on in my mind? It's EA, like they're not gonna listen to actual feedback like this, you know. But they actually did what I wanted them to do, and they are making players tradable. They are making icons tradable. They are making promo players tradable, like freeze players, Thanksgiving players, flash sale players, campaign players. All of those guys are becoming tradable, and that is going to be huge for the game. Now I know the market is going to crash like as soon as everything happens. Definitely the day that it comes, the day that all of those guys become tradable, or probably for even the next 3 or 4 weeks after that, the market is going to be down for a while. It's going to, like, all the elite players that you have right now, sell them off right away. They're going to crash like hell. Especially the ones that you're not keeping in your squad, right? Like the ones that you're not using and you have them, sell them off because their prices are the highest that they're ever gonna be anymore right now. So they're all gonna reduce in price. Certainly, like there is no way they won't, because people will sell all of those guys and they'll try to buy like campaign Savage or like campaign Deli Ali. You know, all those players will become auctionable, and people will be able to afford them. Also, the icons are becoming auctionable. So, I mean, who doesn't want like Luis Figo in their team, right? Except, of course, that the chemistries for icons are still pretty weird. But I think I would still, like, once Thierry Henry comes, once Vieira comes, Petit comes, Makelele comes, you know, all those guys I will definitely want to keep in my team, because my team is completely French now, as you will see in the background. Like, I'm upgrading my players, I'm changing a few players here and there, and you know, I'm making a full French squad. I have Lukaku, but he's not going to be there by the end of this video, you will see. So I'm making a full French squad, and for me, especially Vieira and Thierry Henry are like the players that I cannot, you know, go without in this season. And the fact that they are becoming tradable is great for free-to-play players. Like, you don't have to open packs, you don't have to have gems, FIFA points or anything anymore to be able to get icons. It's great. But I think that this means that EA will not be bringing in icon SPCs or icon campaigns or anything, because now they are available to free to play through the market. So, I mean, why will EA, you know, put in more effort for free to play to get them through campaigns? Doesn't really make sense, right? Yeah. So, now the market is probably and hopefully going to work like it does on console. Like, the players that are actually good are going to be expensive, and you know, the players that are flooded are going to be real cheap. Like those 80, 81 and 82 rated elite players, like the undesirable ones especially, are going to be real cheap. But players like Lozano, if they get an elite team of the week, they're going to be expensive just because they're good players, right? Like Lozano, I would say Ben Yedder, you know, all these guys, they are going to get really expensive when their elites come out, because those are very desirable players with like really good stats. So things like that are going to matter a lot more now. Like, players that are actually desirable are going to be expensive. But I think Milinkovic-Savic, the campaign master, he's not gonna be expensive, because like everybody and their grannies have him, you know, like it's so easy to get him. And once he becomes tradable, I guess he'll go for a maximum of 2.53 million coins. Like, there's no way he's gonna be more expensive than that, just because everybody who doesn't have a Serie A squad is gonna sell him off, because that's what would be making sense. Now, I was keeping Savage just because he's great for head-to-head, right? And I have a French squad, so for head-to-head it doesn't really matter, chemistry doesn't matter, so I keep him. But once Vieira comes out, once Hullet comes out, you know, all these guys, once they come out, Savage is going to be undesirable. Nobody's going to give a shit about that card, because there's going to be much better players on the market. And that's why I would suggest you all to sell your Savage if you are not, as soon as the market becomes, as soon as all these players become auctionable, sell it right away. Like, don't wait for even 5 minutes, because if you do, you're gonna get undercut and it's gonna be a whole lot of a mess. The market is gonna be a big mess. Players are gonna be cheap. Like you'll see 80 rated players going for 150k, maybe even lower than that. You'll see maybe the Messi 91 Messi card going for like 7 million. You'll see Ronaldo 92 card going for like 8 million, 9 million, because all those guys will, people will like sell off their. Because people will sell off the 92 Ronaldo if they don't need him, that is, and they may buy like the Kevin De Bruyne Team Hero card, because there's obviously people who have spent enough money and gotten the Team Hero De Bruyne and may not want it anymore, so they'll sell him off. Like people like Smoothie, I'm sure he has a lot of untradeable cards. He's gonna list them all up on the market and he's gonna make a ton of coins out of it. So he'll sell off like his Kevin De Bruyne, all his Thanksgiving master players that he has, and all the flash sale masters that he has. All those players, they're gonna be auctionable, and people who have them are gonna make a lot of coins. So I would suggest from now on for promos, at least until the market, doesn't make all these players tradable. It's coming soon, is what AMT said, but they're not sure whether it's gonna come out in the next week or so. I would guess it'll come out like sometime around Christmas, or maybe even like, in that week, like Christmas week, it should come out, just because that would be the most sensible time to make a big change like this, in the game. But anyway, as I was saying, all of these guys, Savage is gonna be tradable, right? Like icons like Figo, Desai, and all these other icons that came out, they're going to be tradable. As I was saying, if you have any elites right now that you are not using, any elite players that are auctionable and you're not using, sell them off. And as soon as the market crash happens, because it's definitely going to happen, it's inevitable at this stage, everybody wants to sell off so many players. So you have to ensure that you list players at prices that they are actually gonna sell for. Like right now, I have 87 freeze Koke in my team. Now I have to sensibly list him at like 1.5 million coins, because a left mid Spanish guy with not great pace, I don't think he's gonna sell off very easily. So you have to ensure that you list at a price that is lower than what most other people are listing him at. I would think even at 1.5 million, maybe somebody would undercut me, somebody would list at 1.2 million their Koke, just because they're that desperate for coins and they're not using him anyway. I'm not using Koke, freeze Koke. I am not going to be using Milinkovic Savic, the 90 rated card, so I'll try to sell him off for like 2.5, 3 million coins. But if he's selling for lesser than that, I don't think I'm going to, list him up. And players that are also from like Thanksgiving promo, icons, I would say icons are probably gonna be expensive just because of how much money it required to get them. Not a lot of people have gotten the icons yet. So I would think Figo would probably go for like 12, 13 million coins, and the 85s and 86s for like 8, 7 million coins. But that's just my guess. Like, don't take anything I'm saying for a surety, except for the fact that market is gonna crash, and it's gonna crash for sure. That there's no way that it will not crash. But this means great things for the promo. I'm sure a lot of people who spent money on icons are gonna be really pissed about the fact that this happened, because if this was gonna happen, they wouldn't have spent money. But like, I mean, it's for the greater of the game, it's for the betterment of the game. But yeah, it's gonna happen, and it's gonna happen very soon. So start saving up your money and already make up your mind as to what players you are gonna sell and what players you aren't, because as soon as the market auctionability drops, right, like there's gonna be hundreds of thousands of people who will know about it and who are gonna sit there and like list up every player that they can in the first couple of minutes. So you have to ensure that you undercut their price as well as list it up on time. So there's all those things. I would say write down the prices that you're going to list them for, and write down some sensible prices. I'm gonna list Savage for like 2.5 million bid, and I'd say 4 million buy now. That would make sense to me. I'm gonna list 87 Koke for 1.2 million bid and 2 million buy now. That makes sense to me. So yeah, things like that, right? Like, 81 elites, sell them off for 200k, 250k max, because they are not gonna go for any more than that anymore. Have you guys ever played Madden? You'll see the prices on the Madden game and then you'll say that this isn't bad for the game. Madden console. Already there are 98, 99 rated players who sell for 500k. And 90 rated players in the game sell for like 20, 30k. So the prices on Madden are really low. People have like 2-3 million coins and they can afford like the best teams already. So things like that may happen to the game, so be ready for that. Like everybody will have a really good chance of getting higher rated players very easily. But in the long run, this is going to help the free to play players a lot. Like if you couldn't get a player from flash sale that you wanted, well, now you can. So EA gets an excuse for making promos a lot more pay to win now, because free-to-play players cannot complain that they cannot get the players. They can if they want to, but only from the transfer market. You have to have coins or you have to spend FIFA points. That's how promos are gonna be from now on. I think so. So yeah guys, that's basically been it for this video. If you liked it or if you found any of these tips helpful, be sure to leave a like, or not, your wish. Yeah, that's been it. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.